But yeah, I trying to like define an art form by the experimental fringes is, I think, a like, because if we want to get into that, we can get into experimental music.
Nah. I mean, some experimental music's alright, but some is not.
But there's a lot of it.
So humans need to develop a word for their experimental artistic expression. Experimental artistic expression. They're EX. 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 They're yaks.
I did hear about this. People were trying to use, or I don't know how successful it was, using flipping tones and stuff to create euphoric highs. And I had a whole world setting based on that, where people are getting high off of digital downloads rather than drugs because it messed with
if you let if you let a neural link control your hormones, then you could do that. People get confused with hormones. They think that if you jam somebody full of this hormone, they're going to experience that thing. And that's not precisely true. They will just experience the sensation of that thing. But if you are killing someone and injecting them with something good, something that makes them feel good, they're still going to, and you're not adjusting their conscious perception, they're going to die experiencing a sensation that does not match their reality. And it will, I wouldn't want to die that way. That'd be not fun. But
yeah. But and this was literally wasn't even injecting. That would be a very cool way to kill somebody. Yes, 100%. Talk about the juxtaposition of that. This was I don't even remember. They created soundscapes, and you would just listen to it, and they had some stats showing that it was creating euphoric highs because it was messing with your perception. I don't know. I gotta research it again sometime. It was a cool sci-fi. I had this idea.
Yeah.
Some mining colony where they have access to nothing because they can't. It takes years for supplies to come in. So the drug is literally sound files that create euphoric highs. Anyways.
Well, you wouldn't even need to go very far into fantasy for that one. You could just do you could do hard sci-fi for that one. Not even fantasy sci-fi. You could just do hard sci-fi. Because there is research to show, like you're talking about, the release of certain hormones with certain tones, but that's not this. The problem is it's not the same for everybody. Because certain tones don't mean the same thing to everybody. It's very...
Right. So instead of just tones, what you would probably do is send over a whole mini AI program that adjusted the tones to get you high.
That'd be cool. Which could potentially be the baddie.
You'd have to dip into sci-fi fantasy, but you could do that.
Right.
I mean, sci-fi in this case, it would just... I'm talking real-world AI that doesn't know most things, but it can scan your brain waves and make noises, and it's looking for you to have euphoric brain waves.
Oh, so you're just talking like a learning program to...
Yeah, I am talking... I'm talking real-world AI, not like a generalized AI.
Okay.
You'd have
which is the fantasy hope.
Yeah. So...
it would start off with hey, for most people, this makes them high. I'm scanning your brain. You're not high. Let's change it.
Yeah. And
that's cool.
You could do that one, and it would really try really hard. That would go into really tough territory for the thing in a hard situation. Because say they're in a stressful situation, they need the adrenaline, but they're not happy. They're not releasing happy hormones. They're releasing adrenaline and stress hormones. Well, what do you want it to release? You want it to not release that. You want it to release those downers, basically. So it would pump you full of downers. Well, if you're trying to lift a heavy boulder off of your buddy in the mining colony, you don't want downers. You want adrenaline. Yeah. And so that
depends on how you set it up. I was imagining that you would have a headset with this AI in it, as opposed to it being constantly with you.
Ooh.
So you would like sit down and use it like a drug.
Oh,
not to create a whole separate content.
Okay.
Well, and it could be mechanically like 5e attunement sort of thing. Like you can't use it until you've attuned to it for a certain amount of time.
That would be the AI learning how to drug you.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. I don't know. Anyways, it's been one of those ideas that floated in the back of my head, and I've always wanted to
Yeah.
expand on it.
Well, because you can
and
get high
actually
on
try
breathing
it.
techniques if you do it right.
Right, sure.
It releases certain things, yeah.
This content was made possible by travelers and viewers like you. Thank you.